Hey all, welcome back to the Up and Up podcast. This is episode 7, and this week we have a very special guest. Our friend Christina's here. You want to say hi?
Hello, hello. Very excited to be here.
Yeah. So we've been looking to have guests on the podcast for a little while. We're glad that we finally managed to, work out the schedule and have someone on. Yeah, so today the first topic that we wanted to talk about was holidays. And I had like a few very random thoughts over the last few weeks about holidays because I feel like February has one of the biggest like holiday non-holidays there is, which is Valentine's Day. And it's like pretty much just like uh,
A
entirely a
cash grab.
corporate holiday. Yeah, right. Like it's not a real holiday. It's not like a stat holiday. You don't get the day off or anything. But that got me also thinking about other like corporate holidays like I don't know, Halloween and things like that, and how even though these aren't really holidays, are these days that you celebrate? Are these days where you would do something special for? And then that also got me thinking about my one of my favorite holidays, Super Bowl Sunday, which is
Favorite.
generally not observed by us
Yeah.
Canadians, but as an avid NFL football fan, I always make sure that my schedule is clear and free on that day so that I can sit down and watch the Super Bowl. But yeah, like, what are you guys' thoughts about these holidays? I kind of want to go through them almost one by one, almost because I have like very strong opinions about each one individually that I've been thinking about, but I want to hear your thoughts. So why don't we start with Valentine's Day because that's kind of what passed most recently.
I
What do
feel
you?
like I feel like it's one of those things that you realize is a cash grab and they just want your money, but you can't help but fall into the whole trap of spending money on it just because there's so much around you that reminds you, oh hey, it's Valentine's Day, you know?
Yeah, I
I
think
think
like
that
sorry, go ahead.
there's, yeah, that there's sure it's a very corporate holiday in the sense, but also the intentions are good in a way, so you don't feel too bad. You're just spending time with people you enjoy spending time with.
Yeah.
Uh, so just another occasion to do that, which never hurts.
Mhm.
Is it really a holiday though? Like, would you count it? Because
Yeah.
we're probably gonna get into it, but for me, a holiday is something you can get a day off of, kind of,
Okay. So that's
right?
how you would define holiday. Then you have to
Well, that's
like
a very
have
shallow
the day off
definition. Like,
because like
I don't know, for example, for Valentine's Day, um, it's just a day. Like, there's pretty much nothing special about it apart from the connotation of the day, right?
yeah. So I feel like these like okay, I call them corporate holidays, but they're almost more like seasonal holidays.
Mm-hmm.
And I always think of them like that because when we were in like elementary school, we would have like a bunch of things like themed around that,
Yeah.
and like everyone would bring in like those Valentine's like cheesy Valentine's cards and things. Like all the kids would like hand them out to each other and stuff. Um, but I feel like that's just like indoctrinating us into the culture of it. Like, I don't know, it's so bizarre because for me, honestly, like I don't really do anything for Valentine's Day. Like Grace and I haven't done anything for Valentine's Day ever. Like we've been doing it for like almost 6 years now. We haven't celebrated really like a Valentine's Day. Um, so it's never really been that significant to me. And yet it's almost like everyone will ask like, oh, like what did you do for Valentine's Day type of thing. And so it's kind of just it's so interesting that it's just kind of like so widely accepted that that's a holiday. Like almost an integral part of our culture for that day to have significance, right?
Yeah, it's
I
like
think
why that day? Like you can do something special for your partner like any other day. Doesn't
I
make
Yeah,
it any
think
less valuable.
it's because you guys don't really go on Instagram and stuff. You're not aside from Discord, there's no huge social media, I guess, presents for you guys. Like, it's one of those holidays where if you're a girl and you go on Valentine's Day, like you go on your Insta stories and you just go through everyone's stories, it's like everybody getting roses, everybody getting chocolates, and everybody going to restaurants. So if you are in a relationship and you don't have that, I feel like it's kind of like a, oh, does he not care? Like
But
that's what it
I
just
feel like
like
Grace
it,
doesn't care about that either, though. And she
but
like
does she
tips
go on
down around it.
Instagram?
Yeah, she's on Instagram all the time. I just feel
And
like
Cal's dropping the ball for 6 years straight.
yeah, I know. It's secretly like behind my back. I've just been disappointing year after year.
Like this year for
Every year
sure.
she's
and
like, this year for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, but you also said that Grace doesn't have a lot of like super close friends on Insta, right? Or like just in general that are girls.
Yeah, I mean, like she does have some, but not like a huge amount of really close friends. Or like I don't know. She's on Instagram a lot, but I don't know if that's one of her primary means of interacting, with other people.
Which,
She like looks at the posts and stuff, but I don't know if she
yeah.
really like interacts with others through that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. This year, like, fuck, I had a badminton lesson. It's like,
Were you
it,
together at least though?
yeah. She like came to watch me play badminton. It was like,
Okay. So that's like maybe you guys are just not like you guys don't buy into the whole capitalist holiday thing. But I think for me, because of the people that I have on Instagram, is a lot like surface level friends or like friends who are
mm,
super wealthy and went to UBC and like have been dating for years and like just never single. It's like
yeah,
filled
okay.
with
So it's like a
all of this
status
stuff.
thing almost for,
Yeah, I think it's less like Sarah was saying, oh, it's the time to spend with someone you love, blah blah. But I think for a lot of people, it's actually more of like a flex thing. Like I'm here to just show off that I'm
yeah,
in love, and that's it. It's like a very public thing for other people to be like, yes, I'm in love. My boyfriend's so great. My life is perfect, and then that's it. It's like a once a year. It's okay to do this, and then usually they keep
mm,
it on the like
Yeah.
like they keep it more subtle throughout the year, you know?
interesting. Okay. What are y'all's thoughts on Halloween?
Okay. I was thinking a little bit about a point you had because right when you brought up holidays and such,
Yeah.
I was thinking, oh, elementary stuff, which you also mentioned, is like, oh, if we did something for it in elementary, I kind of consider it a holiday, right? So
Yeah.
Halloween you did, Valentine's you did. Sure, they're not stats, but so as an adult, the definition kind of changes a bit. Like, do I have to work tomorrow or not? But
Do I get paid?
yeah, but if you did something for it in elementary, I feel that I consider that a holiday. Like, I think mentally, I consider Halloween a holiday, whether or not it has the day off, because such a big part of childhood, and even though I'm an adult now, the children still keep like come to the door, and with my family I do pumpkin carvings or whatever, so it's still
Oh
an
yeah,
occasion.
we do that.
So it's still an occasion versus okay, sure. Other ones are less so,
Yeah.
but yeah, Halloween's definitely in my holiday book.
Okay. What are you two? You guys, are you Halloween people? Are you like, you love the witchy season, as they say?
I
I don't
feel
care
like
for it.
I feel like Josh is very jaded. He's like, as long as I'm not getting overtime pay, it's not a holiday.
I don't know. Like, I can recognize that it's a holiday or a special day, but like, holidays don't really mean much to me, you know?
Okay. Chris,
I
you.
think for me, maybe it's because you're Asian and that, like I'm also Asian and my parents don't really celebrate any holiday ever. So I kind of understand like why you wouldn't really consider anything a holiday except for the big ones like Christmas, Chinese New Year, whatever. But I feel like for me, if you have something that you do, then you're like you have like I guess not a tradition, but it's like something you have plans for and you kind of celebrate, then it's a holiday.
Interesting. Okay.
Like, would you consider your birthday a holiday?
No, but like, I think by that definition, I also wouldn't consider Chinese New Year a holiday because we don't get that day off.
But you're
Like,
doing something. Like it doesn't matter if you
yeah,
don't get the
like I
day
don't know.
off or
Like
not.
we used to do stuff for Halloween, but honestly, I hate Halloween. Like, yeah, okay, yeah.
Hell.
Here you go. Hot take time. Hot take time. I fucking hate Halloween. Holy shit. I despise Halloween. I think
What
Halloween
did
is
it
like
to you?
the dumbest shit ever.
It scared Kyle as a kid.
Yes, exactly. Absolutely. I am like, I don't like horror. I don't like scary stuff at all. I can't like stomach that shit. But every year during like the entire month of October, all the fucking TV channels would like air nonstop like Halloween spooky shit. And it was like, okay, I guess 1 month of every year I just can't watch fucking TV like the whole goddamn month. And that pissed me off as a kid. And it pisses me off now. I fucking hate Halloween. Oh my god. It's terrible. And like, I don't know, like it's the actual day is like loud as hell. Deep into the night, you have like people fucking like yelling and kids egging houses and shit. Like that's crazy. Like fuck, I don't know. It's terrible. I
I
fucking hate Halloween.
feel like I always. Oh, go finish.
I also really hate teenagers, like with a burning passion. Like everybody knows that I just despise teenagers, and I feel like teenagers are like at their worst on Halloween. Just like I don't know, it's like culmination of just things that I absolutely hate.
I mean, that's understandable. I got into some wacky stuff in high school.
Well,
No, I hate Halloween. I don't think it's a holiday. It's a cursed day.
wait, you consider Valentine's a holiday, but not Halloween? Or
No,
you
no,
don't?
no, no. I don't really consider Valentine's a holiday
Okay,
either. It's
as
it's
long
a
as you're
corporate
consistent.
holiday, but Halloween is like like the bottom of the barrel for me. That's like the lowest on my list. Like days of the year, it's probably like my least favorite.
That's wild, actually.
I can't
Yeah.
believe you don't like spooky season. It's like
No, I
you don't
hate.
have to do the horror stuff, bro. Just
But
like
it's all
watch.
around you. You're like engulfed.
Not
Like
really.
you're, like you're being swallowed by the darkness. It's terrible. No, I can't do it. I like can't do Halloween. Anyways, I knew that this would come up, so I wanted to wait. But
I feel that I use the occasion, right, to like hang out with people, more often than not. Sure, you get to maybe I haven't been too much on it in recent years, but you get to dress up, you get to have a good time, you get to, because everyone's like not as serious that day. It's so easy to just socialize, just hang out. Like as a teenager, especially, I think I went trick or treating until like grade 9 or something. Actually, I don't think I went grade 9. I think grade 8 was my last year. But yeah, just like some fun. And then as you get older, the little kiddos come at like 4 p.m. because they have bedtime, and you just go back from school, and you're like, oh sure, and they're all there having a good time, smiles on their faces. You're like, oh, what are you supposed to be? And they tell you all excited. I don't know. Did you ever like decorate your house and stuff and hand out candy?
yeah, like every single year. That
And
doesn't mean I enjoyed it.
you didn't get the
Nah.
holiday
I like the
spirit
kids
room?
coming to the door. Okay,
My
yeah.
my
I
house
like
was one of the turn off the lights houses.
my mom was like big into decorating. She would like decorate the
Mhm.
whole outside, like
Yeah.
everything, and I would help her. And the kids, okay, yes, kids are cute, but again, I hate teenagers. Like anytime a teenager who wasn't wearing a costume came to my door and demanded candy, I was like, "Fuck off!" Like, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, get out of here. It's like, at the very least, dress up as something if you're gonna come to my door and demand candy. God damn. No, I can't. I hate Halloween. Okay. What do you guys think about like okay, let's go to Super Bowl Sunday. What do you guys think about Super Bowl Sunday? Do you think that that's valid? Every year I take the day off. Like in university, I was like hoping every year that an exam of mine would fall on that day so I could claim a religious exemption because it's always on a Sunday and they have to give religious exemptions for Sundays. So I was
Yeah,
like
and they
waiting.
would never have
No
given it to you, by
way.
the way.
No, I would just be like, yeah, I can't. A religious exemption. I need to go to church.
Yeah, like you said, you book the day off, kind of you plan for Super Bowl Sunday,
Yeah.
and most of the years I catch the game, if not every year, I'm like catching the game in one way or another.
Mhm.
But I think that I wouldn't consider it a holiday even though you never, maybe Americans have a better claim to it, where maybe in school they drew their favorite football team or whatever, and
Yeah.
but we didn't do that. And sure, it's like the big game,
Mhm.
but I it doesn't match up what my
Okay.
current definition of holiday, whatever that is. It's still brewing, but that definitely is like just outside of it.
Okay. Because we didn't do anything for school as kids.
Like that's definitely a starter point.
Like yeah, like as part of it. But that's like a
Mhm.
pretty okay.
Well, I celebrate several holidays you definitely don't do at school, right?
I mean,
I
yeah.
think you guys came up with a decent point that I definitely do agree with. Like holidays, I wouldn't say use the word holidays, but like a day that you have, specified traditions for, right? Like
Yeah.
in Chinese, like whatever, like Zhouji. I don't know if I can translate that, but like festival wise, right? Like
Mhm.
stuff like Super Bowl Sunday, you would have a festival kind of or a ritual kind of thing where like
Yeah.
that'd be your day for that, or like I guess it's not too big of a festival here, but like St. Patrick's Day, you would have something for
Oh
that,
man, I was gonna get to that.
right? And then for all the other Chinese holidays, like Mid Autumn Festival, all that, like they're not holidays here, I guess, but maybe they would be back in like China or Hong Kong.
Mhm.
You'd have like something there, right?
Yeah.
For us, we'd have family dinner, or like something special, stuff like that.
Okay.
So maybe holiday wouldn't be like
Like a
the most appropriate
celebrated
word, but I guess it does get a point across, right?
themed at least. You know?
I just realized that I feel like I define holiday very differently. I think for me, it's like if I'm giving a gift or I'm getting a gift, that's a holiday.
Okay.
So birthday's a holiday?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
his
so
birthday
birthday's a holiday. Yeah, like to me, it's a holiday.
Interesting. But so then everyone else's birthdays are also holidays because
Yeah.
you're giving a gift.
Yeah.
Damn.
Got a lot of holidays then.
That's
Yeah,
tight.
but it's like you're not always gonna give something big, right? Like sometimes it's just like, oh, I'm gonna give you a sticker, or like I'll get you a cupcake for your birthday or something.
Yeah.
So like for me, St. Patty's Day is not a holiday because you're just drinking, right? Like you're not really. What are you celebrating? What is happening?
Drinking.
Absolutely nothing. Yeah, but you're not like you're
I
not, it's not a.
love St. Patty's
Oh
Day.
God, no.
This is
But
like
also,
the reverse of Halloween for me.
bro. Okay, but also this is why Halloween is a holiday because you're giving candy out to people, right? That's technically a gift.
I guess. I give out
Me.
beers on St. Patty's. That's like a gift.
Yeah.
All right, we count those.
Yeah, exactly. That counts. Okay. Me, St. Patty's
Okay,
is like the
fine.
opposite of Halloween. It's just like it's fun. My middle name is Patrick. It works. I wear green every year and it's my favorite color. Like everything about St. Patty's Day is like
Lines
perfectly
up.
suited to my celebration. I like every single year I celebrate. I have a green suit and I would wear it every single year on St. Patty's Day, and everyone would be like so like hyped that I would like just strut around in this green suit, just like everyone's partying. It's insane. I love St. Patty's Day. Honestly, I think that it's like by far one of the better
Man,
non.
I've never seen you in your green suit.
That's because I haven't been here for the last like few St. Patty's
Yeah.
days. You know what? I'm not going to be home this year for St. Patty's Day either.
When is St. Patrick's Day?
17th of March,
March
right?
6th?
Ah,
What?
unlucky.
Something like
No,
that.
it's
I feel like it's more of a
Wait, isn't it
thing.
the 17th?
it's the
Like
17th.
it's a set day.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever drank on like it just never lined up that I was doing something on St. Patrick's Day. So I've never actually gone like litty on St. Patrick's Day. So I have zero. It's literally just another day on the year.
Mm.
Like I was looking at my calendar. Last week was the National Flag of Canada Day. You guys celebrate? It's like the day after um, Valentine's. It's just like oh, that's like an official holiday, I guess, because
That
it
is.
showed up on the calendar. So it has some sort of
The
bar
calendar
for the
ones
calendar
aren't like
makers.
the calendar ones aren't holidays though, are they? It's just like
Special
I don't know. I guess
days.
maybe if that's how you define it. Yeah, the calendar
Yeah,
makers
definitely.
decide. Okay. So
Just
here's
gonna let them decide it like that.
I have another question about like how we define holidays. So this one has more to do with like the differences even in our country, right? So the big one that we always like every single year we talk about this is Remembrance Day. You don't get off here. That's not a day that you get off in Ontario, but it's a day that we got off every single day, like every single year in BC, right?
Mhm.
So the first first year I was at Western, I like didn't go to class or anything on Remembrance Day because I was just like, oh, it's a holiday. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Like, I don't have to go. And like, everyone's like, where the fuck are you? Like, I'm like, what? It's a Remembrance Day, you fucking idiots. Like, I'm not going to school on Remembrance Day. It's a holiday. And they're like, no, it's not a holiday. And that's how I found out that you don't get the day off here for Remembrance Day. But in a sense, I don't consider it a holiday anymore here because we don't really celebrate anything. Sure, we take like our minute of silence, but that's not really like a celebration. You know, I'm not giving a gift, I'm not receiving a gift, I don't get the day off. It's not like qualifying for anything except for the fact that as kids we did something for it. But maybe the kids here don't do something for it because it's not a holiday, you know, like
Because
which is
locally in
Just
BC,
replace it with my birthday, and then it's a holiday.
there you go.
I mean, yes, but
But locally in BC, they do, I wouldn't call them celebrations, but they do ceremonies, that's a better word, for it.
yes.
Um,
Yes.
so they are, we probably don't attend them too often, but they those things kind of are happening. And yeah, definitely we get the day off. So okay, but I found out that Ontario gets Boxing Day off.
Yes.
As so I was like, that's definitely not a holiday, is it?
It is for me.
No way.
I
No,
thought
you
we
can't.
get Boxing Day off too.
No, we just
Do we
get the
not?
Christmas
we
Oh.
don't.
as a snap.
Some
We don't get Boxing.
workplaces will give Boxing Day off, but I don't think BC
It's not a BC stat.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Christmas and New Year's Day off.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some big ones.
Okay, this is like I'm coming from an outsider perspective, but you're saying, oh, Valentine's is very corporate holiday. You're buying chocolates, flowers, whatnot. But don't you guys? And your definition, Christina, is like, oh, I'm giving or getting a gift.
Yeah.
So I feel that Christmas, sure, there's a big religious symbolism for it, but it from an outsider, it feels a very corporate holiday to me.
Yes.
I think it
But
is.
hmm,
Yeah. I think
Uh,
Christmas is like the biggest, it's like the biggest capital like time of year where people spend money,
hmm,
but also because it still has like religious ties because it's technically birth of Christ. That's what you're celebrating, right?
mhm,
That it's like okay, it's like excused. People kind of overlook it, but a lot of people aren't like Christian or Catholic, so but they still celebrate like the giving of the gifts and stuff, right? So I
yeah,
think that part of it is very like they just want your money, and it's one of those holidays that like businesses use to kind of boost their sales at the end of the year. But like I don't think that I don't think that enough people like actually celebrate it enough to make it like a non corporate holiday. I think you're right. Like is basically what I'm trying to say.
hmm.
Do you give gifts for Hanukkah?
So okay, I don't know if my family does things differently than perhaps other Jewish families or whatever. Typically, my parents give the kids gifts, but I, from my again, I only have the experience that I have with my family. I don't get to see what other Jewish families do, just because I don't know many, if any. Um, but it's a very one way kind of how you guys have the red envelopes, right? You don't give it to the adults; it goes
Yeah.
down. So it's kind of been like that so far for the holidays that I do celebrate, the Jewish holidays I celebrate. But yeah, there might, from what I remember as a kid, there. Okay, I don't know. Did you guys at 6 years old give something smaller, handcrafted to your parents for Christmas or anything? You did, or
Yeah,
Usually
well, like,
we
because we would do stuff in school, right?
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because from the times that I did celebrate it in Israel, it was always just the adults would give the kids like a bit of money or whatnot. Or I've gotten physical gifts too. Also, it's like, oh, when I came to Canada, there's like, oh, North America, there's kind of this mythos of you get 8 gifts for like each day of Hanukkah, which is like, I've never heard of that. Okay, I've heard of that because of North American media, but I've never heard of it in actuality to
Yeah.
be a thing. It's just like one on the last day kind of thing.
Okay.
Mhm.
I guess going back to Christmas, I also agree. I think Christmas is like hugely corporatized now. Um, but then again, like like the way that we grew up, like there was still, yes, like a religious connotation. And even though my family is religious, like we didn't really go to church on Christmas because man, Christmas mass is like fucking horrible. It is the worst.
Bumping.
I think like honestly the Christmas and Easter mass, and my religious family is gonna like bury me for this, but like I would, the only reason I would go is if I wanted to take a 10 to 12 hour nap. Like, good God, I can't.
Wait,
Um,
are they that long on those days?
yeah,
Oh shit.
yeah.
Okay, it really
The Easter one
depends
is
on
the
you.
really long.
Yeah, it really depends on your like church, but sometimes they do like benediction and they bring out the relic, and then that by itself is like at least an hour and a half, 2 hours. And then there's like more people. So when you go up for the Eucharist and stuff, there's like long lines. It takes like a long time to get through everybody. And then like the speech is really long, the sermon's really long, everything is just terrible. Also, finding parking is the worst.
Yeah,
Especially if you go to a small church, the finding parking is awful. I hate going every time.
yeah,
In the
You
most non-toxic way, being Catholic is kind of bothersome.
yep.
Yeah.
It's
there's like
I don't have these experiences in my church. They're usually just
so I
like an
didn't
hour and a half kind of thing. I'm like, okay,
yeah.
cool, bye.
You don't celebrate the entirety. You don't reenact the entire death march of Jesus up the hill, and then like spend 3 days in the church to wait for him to resurrect. Like
I
you don't
spent
do
three
that.
days in the church.
Okay.
Hell no,
We
dude.
we don't do that, but that's like what it feels like. Oh
Nah.
my god.
does like
Anyways,
the pastor or whatever like give shit for the people he sees twice a year on those days. Is some new
Sometimes.
faces?
Yeah,
uh,
sometimes he's like, "Oh, welcome back to those who've been led astray from the path." And you're like,
damn.
"All right."
Okay, my priest never hit us with that. It was mostly probably because like there's so many people. Fuck man, at a certain point you stop recognizing the people who are and aren't there. Like
Sometimes on those days too, you kneel for so long, like I lose blood circulation and I'm like passing out. Like my lips go white because I'm like actually about to pass out. I've had friends who are like actually they just like drop. They're like kneeling and then they like go like fall over and I'm like, "Oh my god, why am I here?"
yeah.
Kind of whack.
But anyways, Christmas is, yes, in my opinion, a very corporatized thing. But it's also a great excuse to spend time together. And thankfully, because we get the day off and then we get the New Year's day off, and a lot of people get holiday in between, it's a really good time to just like, you know, spend time with people. Plus, when the weather sucks, no one wants to go out anyways. So I
Also,
love
d-
Christmas.
opposite of your Halloween.
Yeah, fuck Halloween.
Also, I feel like if you're a kid, it's one of those methods that parents use to kind of be like, all right, you have to be good or else you don't get presents for Christmas. It's like a parenting tactic, you know?
Yeah, that is very true. Although it didn't really work on me, I guess.
I'll just relish the cold. So
I
Okay.
remember as a kid, I would play like, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna practice an hour of violin for an entire month, and then for Christmas, I want this. And then when I got it, I was like, this is not worth it. This is not worth but
Good
playing
for
the
him.
violin every single day.
So your
Business
family
deal.
could like, yeah, your family would like cut you a deal like that.
Yeah.
That's
Oh yeah.
that's
It's all about the transactions.
that's interesting. I think for me, it was more like it was more nebulous. It was like, well, you weren't great this year, but maybe next year.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, there was never like a direct like, oh, I can like bump up my score,
Your
before.
social credit.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
can't achieve those levels before the yearly reset. Yeah. Okay. What about Thanksgiving? This one is a really big one for me. What are y'all's opinions on Thanksgiving?
It's a holiday,
Canadian or American?
right?
Canadian, obviously. The true
Do you
Thanksgiving.
celebrate American Thanksgiving, sir?
I like have had turkey within Thanksgiving weekend, maybe twice in my life. One of them being last like 3-4 months ago. I just no, I don't. Typically, like in my immediate family, that would be the last weekend we go camping in high school before
Thanksgiving
camping we like officially closed camping season.
in October. Holy
Yeah, well,
shit.
it's like the first second weekend of October, right? So just like sure, it's like fall weather
I guess.
we're in like BC.
That's true. Yeah. I'm thinking about Ontario where it's already
It's like
snowing.
yeah, it's like single, low double digits, so it's like not
Yeah,
horrible, but
that's not bad.
and it's nice. Like I really do like fall weather stuff, but that was kind of the more traditional. If I think of Thanksgiving, I kind of think of like end of camping season, if anything.
Hmm. Interesting. I'm a big Thanksgiving person. That's in my top three holidays. It's Christmas is the number one, and then Super Bowl Sunday, and then Thanksgiving. That's
I think
my top.
Thanksgiving is like very like little to no like monetization as a holiday, apart from like the big turkey.
Yeah,
Really, my dad would like spend too much at the grocery store, and they just hand him turkeys. He'd like come back. He's like, I have these 2 turkeys. I don't know what to do with them. I guess He's like, we're celebrating this year because I got the turkey.
Yeah. Well, what I mean is like, yes, like
Yeah,
like
no, I
turkey
hear
is
you. I hear you.
the
Mhm.
symbolism of Thanksgiving, but like it's more about
Spending
getting
time with
together,
family.
yeah, and having
yeah.
a meal.
I think the meal is like the biggest thing for me. As someone who loves to cook, like I think cooking the Thanksgiving meal is always really really great. And like sitting everyone down and just being thankful for things. Like it's a good time to really reflect on what you're thankful for in the year. It's like I don't know, kind of poignant, but I can like I don't know, I can see why some people wouldn't celebrate it as much. It's like although I guess we do get the day off.
Mhm.
It's a holiday, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I hear a
Was it a
lot of
big
stories.
thing for you as a kid, like as a family?
No, not really.
Mm,
I kind of like made it a big thing for me in my adult
mm,
life.
I see.
Um,
I
but
still
yeah,
think
I
it's
feel more like
crazy, sorry, that
yeah,
you think Super Bowl Sunday is ranked higher than Thanksgiving, but okay.
okay. That's that's another story I'll get to. Okay
Okay.
here? What are y'all top three then? What are your top three holidays? It doesn't have to be like in a particular order. Just like what are your favorite holidays?
Probably like Christmas, uh, Christmas, New Year's, and what's another holiday? Thanksgiving?
Okay. Sorry,
I
what
don't
are you?
actually like turkey though. I just like, dude,
People don't
turkey
like turkey.
is really good. I go for the ham. Okay, you know what? I like
Okay,
Thanksgiving.
Christmas ham is pretty.
ham is
Yeah,
good. Ham is ham is really good. I like turkey though. So
I don't.
sorry, what are your
Um,
top three favorite
I'm
holidays?
trying to brew it here. It probably is like Hanukkah, Halloween are two of the three,
Yeah.
but grabbing the third is
The third
a
one,
difficult because
okay.
There's quite a few in the next tier.
Okay. Interesting. Josh, what about you? What's your
Probably in no particular like Christmas, Thanksgiving, and like Canada Day. Not
Canada Day?
not because
Interesting.
of like patriotism, but just a weekend that you can just chill with your friends, right? Like usually
It
a
is
barbecue
nice
or
to get that
family or
day.
whatever, right? Even
Yeah,
though technically the summer, is
It-
free-ish, but
it is nice to like get that day off of work though in the middle of summer. Like that's always nice.
yeah,
that's kind of like my next tier is either food or days I spend with friends, like
Mhm.
Thanksgiving, or not necessarily Thanksgiving, but Canada Day and New Year's. I'm typically with friends,
Yeah.
but then like uh, Thanksgiving and Rosh Hashanah, which is like Jewish New Year, like and Passover, there's just like food that you don't have any other time except for then. So it's like it has. I appreciate them for that.
Interesting. Okay. I think like I think Super Bowl Sunday is just like a really big day for me and my family. I don't know. It's like a family thing, you know. If there's like a specific day that you like to really, you celebrate with your family. Like I don't know. When I was born, I was born on a Friday, but my mom was like in the hospital for a few days. And my dad brought a TV into the hospital to watch the Super Bowl on the Sunday after I was born because his team was playing. Like it's a really I don't know. I think that story just fully encompasses what Super Bowl Sunday means to me and my family. It's like my birth, and then his team lost, which is like even fucking funnier. So my birth is like forever marked with my dad bringing the TV in to watch the Super Bowl and watch his team lose it, like as I was being born. That's like insane. But anyways, I feel like we've probably gone.
we've covered most, if not all, of the holidays. I guess.
Yeah, I think we've probably about hit our time as well or exceeded that. But I think that was a pretty fun
Good segment.
conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll catch you all after the break with another topic.
All right, welcome back from the break. Yeah, we'll be moving on to our next topic. So why don't you bring us in, Chris?
So the next topic is just traveling. I guess like everything all encompassing traveling in terms of like things that you like, things that you don't like, pet peeves. Who do you think you travel best with? Like packing tips, stuff like that.
Would you
I
want to
think
start us off? Because I feel like we have talked a bit about it, us three.
yeah, I think like since everyone's going on trips this year, it's kind of like good to kind of talk about it. I think I realized after going on many trips over the years that I can't travel with my mom. I absolutely hate traveling with my mom. Like, she's the kind of person that you would expect to be like super type A, has to get to the airport early, blah, blah, blah. You know, like everything has to be well prepared, right? But she's the kind of person who's like, okay, I need to get to the airplane or the airport 5 minutes before my like boarding time. I need to be able to go through security and then immediately step on the plane. So like for my brother's wedding, basically what happened was we left like an hour before our boarding time, and then there was a super long security TSA line, and this is for his wedding, right? So I was like, why didn't we leave earlier? You know, I told you it was gonna be a long line. She's like, no, it's fine. We'll be there on time. We get through security, and then I hear last boarding call for flight blah blah blah, leaving now. Please be on, everyone should be on the plane at this time. And I was like, are you kidding me? We're like sprinting through YVR, and like we're the last people to get on the plane. I like swear to God, this has never happened to me in my entire life. I was like full on sweating. There's like no luggage space above my seat. So you have to like go down the aisle and find like somewhere to put your luggage. And like by the time I sat down, I'm like, I'm never doing this ever again. I am a 3 hours before your boarding time enjoyer, and that's it. I refuse to go like an hour before. It has to be at least 3 hours before. Like, there's no way I'm not reliving that again. You know, like some people are like, oh, I want to be there like right on time. That's not me. I can't do that. What about you guys?
The worst thing is probably your mom thinks, "Oh yeah, we made it. It was no problem."
I
So she'll be
know.
like, "Yeah, it's fine to go an hour early
Yeah,
still."
I'm like, oh my
No
God.
punish. No punish.
And it's so like I'm so glad we didn't miss his wedding, but at the same time, I'm like, you should have been punished for this. Like, there's no way that this just is allowed to happen again. You know, I like didn't text my brother or his wife about about it, but I'm pretty sure if I was like, we missed the flight, we can't make it to your wedding, it would have been a disaster.
Yeah, that definitely would have been a disaster. Holy shit. No, I
Yeah.
can't. I too am in the camp where like I gotta be there as early.
Mhm.
I mean, like, okay, domestic flights, I'll get there like 2 hours, an hour and a half early because domestic flights are like no big deal. There's many flights going back and forth like to Ottawa or Toronto, but if I was flying international, I want to be there like at least 3.5 hours early, maybe even more. So like I want to like eat a meal in the airport and like get my whole like routine on vacation mode before I'm like on the plane. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
for real.
I go.
No, I'm just saying like I definitely agree with that because like whenever because like a vacation is something big, right?
Yeah.
Whenever there's something big going on in my life and like there's stuff I'm not in like direct control of, I'll just try to give it as much time because
Mhm.
going through customs, waiting for other people, whatever, all that, like you will never know what happens, and it's just better to be there like 3 hours or even like however long, right?
I almost exclusively fly international. So like few times I've flown domestic, it felt so free. You just like walk in, it's like you're catching a taxi almost. You just like there's nothing checked. You just like walk up to the plane. It's like problem, yeah. But then yeah, because I typically fly international, it is kind of that 3 hour. I think yeah, my parents definitely instilled the you never know what's gonna happen in security, right? So it's just free time that you could just chill in the you're tired, just sleep at the gate.
Yeah.
Exactly. I like bring my Switch, and it's the only time I ever play my Switch. Aside from my 150 hours of Witcher 3, I never use my Switch unless I'm at the airport. And like, I think that's why I'm okay with sitting there for like 3 to 5 hours, just chilling, eating something, maybe walk around, do some shopping, and then just like relax in the chair, you know? But my
Yeah.
entire family is of the belief that we need to get there 10 minutes before, like it has to be exactly
Absolutely.
on time. So every single time I'm like, are we leaving now? We're leaving now, right? We gotta go. And they're like, no, it's fine. No traffic today. All good. I'm like,
That's
Yeah.
insane.
But
"Ugh."
5 hours is like sounds a little crazy to me. Feel
I think it depends on like when the flight is. That also like changes when I want to get there. Because like if I know I'm going at like a peak airport time,
mm,
then I'll give myself even more time. Um, like there are some times when Wugger is just like completely slammed, right? Like everybody
true.
knows it. If your
Yeah.
flight happens to be at the same time as a flight to Hong Kong, you want to get there at least another hour early
Mhm.
because that's like going to be the busiest flight, or like anywhere in China really, or anywhere in India, because we've just massive
Mm,
populations
yeah.
in Vancouver. Like Grace and I, when we flew to Mexico last year, it was like middle of the night and there was a flight from India arriving. Um, and yeah, if that many people were on the plane going there, there is no way I would want to be at the airport anything less than like 4 to 5 hours early because just getting through the security line would take you an additional hour at least. You know? I'm also a big airport person though. Like I
Yeah.
love
Me
exploring
too.
airports. I think international airports are some of the coolest pieces of culture
Mhm.
that
Really.
foreign countries have, especially in Asia. Like Asian airports are insane, and so like long layovers, I'm totally cool with. Getting to the airport really early, I'm totally cool with, just because there's so much to do. Like I had a
What
12.
do you do?
Okay, yeah.
I
So
feel like
for
I'm
my
the opposite. I hate long layovers. I find airports pretty dull. Like I'm not shopping in them, but the ones like I've been
yeah,
to some Asian airports, but as well as European Americans whatnot. But I don't find anything culturally,
Really.
particularly culturally like you know
okay. So
there.
I'll give two examples of this. One is my mom and I, we had like I think it was 10 to 12 hour layover in Korea. And that airport is just insane. The Incheon airport is nuts. There's so much to do, so much different types of food to eat, like Korean foods to eat. Like the gift stores there are insane, like great cultural pieces. You can buy like amazing souvenirs and everything. Like they have places to rest and relax. It's like so comfortable. And that was one of the best airport experiences I ever had. Like we ate so much food. Like just we there are like three different cafeterias and shit. You just like go around, eat whatever you want. Like it's insane. And then uh the Malaysian Kuala Lumpur airport, KLIA, KLIA. God, it's been a long time since I've been there, but that's also like a one that I don't know, I feel like very personally connected to. It's like my culture. There's a lot of interesting things that like you wouldn't see at other airports and different kind of areas where you can, you know, explore. The airports are like huge as well. It's like there's no way to compare like YVR to that. Like I guess we have a few cool things in the international section, but it's not like to that
Like,
scale.
what would you consider for like the YVR, except for I don't know that green boat statue we had on the $20 bill?
Well, like that's just like a cultural thing, right? Like,
Yeah,
We have
funny.
the aquarium.
Yeah, the
Yeah, like,
small aquarium. But
yeah.
like
like there's an
YVR is
aquarium
a
at the
pretty
YVR. I
decent
didn't know
like
that.
airport.
it's like an aquarium wall. There's like
You know,
a
when you come back,
I have a picture of it. I'll send
Yeah.
you later.
All right.
but like
Interesting.
other airports, especially in like Asia, you just have actual like themed areas too, right?
Yeah, things
That you
to
can
do.
explore. Like my last Japan trip, we flew from Osaka back to Tokyo, and we had like a 6 hour labor. So we just spent it in the airport, and like we just explored. It was just a ton of stuff to do. They have like this whole like old Tokyo area that stuff to do, yeah.
Yeah.
And like I do also enjoy watching like planes on the tarmac. So like
Yeah, that's pretty fun
it's a
too.
thing, right?
But like, you know, YVR is our local one. But well, what is something someone coming from out of town would culturally appreciate?
Oh,
Like,
I think the
right?
I think the aquarium is pretty cool, but that's like I don't know. Yeah,
Mm.
YVR is not very present.
Mm.
That's the thing. YVR is not that great of an airport, and none of the Canadian airports really are that great. But yeah,
Maybe I go to the boring airports.
I've heard great things about a lot of airports overseas, and like train stations. I've heard a lot of in Europe. I've
mhm.
heard that they're very exciting. That's one place that Grace and I are going to be going to see. We're going to take a day trip to Antwerp in Belgium. Just it's like a nice quick train ride out of Amsterdam. So apparently the train station there is insane.
I mean, train stations are usually like works of history, right? Like they've just been either they're like really new or modern, or they're like super old and
Yeah,
like part of the culture, right?
yeah.
What else?
I know you hate China, but the Beijing airport, kind of nice. Kind of very fucking nice.
Which one is the one with the waterfall in it? Is that Beijing or is that like Singapore?
I think that's
I think
Singapore.
it's Singapore.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen
Like,
pictures of Singapore, but I don't think the descriptions you guys have been giving are like quite the Singaporean videos I've seen. Singaporean airport.
Well,
But yeah, maybe,
Just go.
maybe.
you got to go
Yeah,
and find out. That's the
gotta
thing,
find
right?
out.
Like,
No, but
I think
like,
until you
I,
experience it, you won't
like I was
know.
at the Guangzhou airport, and I was like, boring
that was
AF.
a really small one, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe you haven't. Maybe you just haven't been to the right airports. You know.
You
maybe.
gotta go to the one. Wait. Do you like Haneda Airport more or Narita Airport?
Honda is way better.
That's what I'm saying. And then my brother's like, no, Narita Airport's so much better than Haneda. I'm like,
Nah,
you're
no,
tripping. You're actually tripping.
no. Objectively wrong. Sorry.
I know. Like Haneda, I don't know. There's like this udon place there. It was so good. I could spend like 3 days at Haneda Airport and I'd be happy,
Narita is
honestly.
only good because they have this like Anime zone for the weebs.
Oh, time
Okay.
to go and visit.
You know
There's
the
makeup in there too.
What?
Yeah.
you
But
know the
Hana is like
travel
location
pillows?
and everything. Hana is way better.
Yeah, I think so too.
You know the travel pillows that are like a U?
Hmm?
Yeah,
I saw
like the
the
neck
travel
pillow?
pillows that kind of like
Oh
go
yeah,
around
yeah.
your
Yeah.
neck.
I felt
So I saw a video where the person was saying that it's supposed to go in front of your neck. So when you like fall asleep, you got that backrest for your back already. So it's like your neck won't like fall completely over you. It like get cushioned by that pillow, and it made a lot of sense. But the last time I used one was over a decade ago.
So it's
But
like a
yeah, yeah,
choker.
but
yeah.
wouldn't it have more chance to fall out?
So
No,
Since
because
you don't have
I,
any.
it does feel like it's not a complete U, kind of like almost a C shape where it kind of closes in, so it doesn't just fall off. But I don't know.
okay, interesting. So it's like, do you rest it like under your chin so that
Yeah,
your head
yeah. It's
doesn't
like here, and then it's like when you fall
nod?
asleep, it like
No,
catches
hold
your
on.
chest. Yeah, yeah, exactly. But so
Interesting, I guess.
But then your neck like because
no,
if
it keeps
you're
your neck like pretty straight instead of falling
yeah,
because you
but
don't
like then
know.
you actually don't have any back support. Like yeah, you have your seat
Yeah,
like behind you, but if you like fall forward,
well, you're not
then you got
falling forward
nothing.
very much. That's what the pillow is, right? It's like barely
No,
like
but your body can still like lean forward, right?
I
Like
always
I've seen some people on flights, they're just like full like
yes,
brace
they don't have the
position
pillow.
sleeping, you know?
sometimes I do sleep on the train, but like I always thought that was for like to put your head to the side,
Yeah.
so that you don't
Mm.
like crane your neck all the
I,
way
I
to the
just use a
side.
sweater anyway, so
I mean, just try it out. Sorry, report back to us.
yeah, I'll need to get one.
I sleep
Or-
like pretty much just like either straight ahead or if I'm lucky enough to catch the window seat, that's like the prime. You just like lean into the window.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
saw somewhere though, they're like, oh, don't lean on the window if you're on the plane because it's like super dirty and nobody wipes it.
Yeah, but like I always take a
That's why you
shower
bring your own
after I get off
wipes.
the plane.
I think
That's what
everywhere is
everyone.
super dirty. They should
That's
lean
true.
out. I was
That's
in the
true.
bathroom yesterday, and then some guys like, "Oh, I'm not gonna use the hand dryer because I saw like a video of someone like showing it's so dirty." I'm like, "So you just walk out with like super wet hands,
Wet
or
hands. Yeah.
just like
Kind of on this tangent though,
yeah,
apparently the like restaurant standard is just paper towels. That's like the most hygienic.
hygienic? Yeah."
Yeah. Like the blow dryer does kind of just blow everything everywhere.
Okay, this is like really down the tangent. But I don't know if you had it in like elementary where instead of like the blow dryer, it's kind of like a towel that was kind of like in a U that
Oh
you know what
yeah.
I'm describing, where it's like it's a one fully connected kind of towel esque
Yeah.
thing where yeah, it's like crazy.
I'm
That's
sorry,
like
what?
it's okay, so you know how like it's like not like a paper towel dispenser where it dispenses paper towel and then you tear it off. It's like a loop of just like cloth, like terry
Yeah,
cloth. And you like pull it down, dry your hands, and then you like the next person like pulls it down to the next dry section. And
yeah,
that
but
must have been disgusting. Oh
No,
it's
my
like
I've
god.
never seen that in my
it's like maybe like
life.
a 1 meter loop that just like half of it's kind of
Nah,
like
dude.
hanging by the machine. You're
You
just like
said you saw
dragging
this
it,
in
and the
elementary
rest goes
school?
up. Yeah, in
Really?
elementary is definitely I had it in my elementary.
In the school? Okay.
Yeah,
I feel like for me that maybe been a community center thing, but
I think they like changed from it pretty quick, and or I only used that bathroom a few times because it wasn't on my side of the school, but that's surely got to be at the bottom.
yeah, no, that's definitely the least tangent. Okay.
Back to travel.
That's deep cut
Yeah.
tangent.
Okay,
But
yeah. All right,
What
pulling
else?
it
What
back.
else we got?
Well,
Oh,
okay,
oh,
I,
I was gonna say,
yeah, go
thoughts
ahead.
on cruises.
bad,
Bad?
Yeah,
It's
I
just
agree. Bad,
What?
not good.
where you
Great.
do nothing
Oh my
for a full.
god, I fucking love cruises. I've only been on one, but
I haven't been on enough, but I do enjoy boats.
Oh,
man,
I'm working completely off theory. I haven't even been on.
okay, I've
What?
been on one,
It's just
and
like
Mhm.
it's a blissful experience. It's like a
Okay, which one
complete
did you go
escape from
on?
the. I don't know. I was a kid, but
Did you okay, was your room below the water or above the water?
above the water. What do you mean below the water. What kind of like?
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out.
Fuck,
No,
what?
no, hear
What?
me out. Hear me out. When I was in 10th grade, I went on a school trip, and then part of the package, sorry,
They
was
dumped
like,
you into the ballast of a sailing ship. Like what the
Are
fuck?
you sure you weren't working for the, the cruise instead?
no, basically, it was a trip to Greece and Italy, and we're in Greece, so it was like a cruise in Greece. Wait, hold on. I got too heated. But basically, it's a 3-day cruise, and we went in April. So it was like super stormy. And we were like, it was like really cheap tickets at a small boat. So then like we had like my window was always below the water and the rocking was like this.
Oh, no.
And then you couldn't sleep at night because you're just like rolling around in the top bunk. And I was like, I'm gonna die. This is how I die. And then after that, like you step on the dry land and your leg like wobbles and
I see legs.
you're like, oh, I hate that. I hate that feeling so much. It's like vertigo.
Okay, I feel like you have a bad
Was that
experience,
your only cruise
which
experience?
colors
Yeah,
your
that's my first
opinion on
cruise.
cruises. I had a very nice, relaxing experience. It's just like you completely escape from the world because you're just on this boat in the middle of the fucking ocean. Like no one can bother you. It's great. It's like being at like a resort, but like you have even fewer things to worry about because where are you gonna go? Nowhere.
Okay.
Right.
But also, I had 4 roommates, and one of them was
Okay,
lactose
that's
intolerant, and we had like buffet. It was like buffet style, and there's like
Yeah.
cheesecake. We could not go into that bathroom for like a full day afterwards, and you
sounds
can't
like-
air it out because it airs out into the fucking room, and you're like, please, I'm gonna
That
die.
just,
Like,
I feel like your experience is not indicative of cruises in general. I think that was a very specific
I think
experience.
you need to book a nice cruise to like Mexico or something and like actually enjoy it.
my mom wants to go to Alaska, and I'm like, if I'm stuck on a boat for 2 weeks, I'm gonna kill myself. I'm actually, it's
Just
gonna
meet her-
happen.
Just meet her in Alaska.
Well, that's the other
Oh.
thing, right? It's who you're
Yeah.
going on the cruise with,
Yeah.
because you're actually stuck with them.
That's true. But like, who else wants to go on a cruise when you
I
could go
do.
to like Japan or something? You want to go on a cruise? Let's go on a cruise.
Grace and I want to go on a cruise.
Oh, where?
I don't know, anywhere.
But I think it's kind of like okay, I haven't been to a resort as well, but I think the idea of a resort does not kind of right now like elicit something that I want to do, right? Because and like you said, the cruise you have even less options where you're kind of there. You're I don't know. I don't want to use the word here, but it's like you're kind of stuck to their schedule instead of like creating your own. You're very limited in. Sure, there's obviously limiting the options gives you know like that freedom, like a peace of mind in many cases, but
Yeah.
also takes away from it where
I
it's
mean, I
like,
think it really greatly depends on what kind of trip you want, right?
Mhm.
Like if you don't want to do anything and you're going to purely like, I want to sit by the pool,
yeah, just
and
eat and drink.
drink, which is like exactly what I like to do sometimes. Like
Yeah.
I like
No.
other vacations.
Yeah.
and explore stuff. Like if I'm looking for something like that, the cruise is like a perfect place to do that
Mhm.
because you literally don't have anything to worry about. You just go, you sit by the pool, you eat and drink just like 24 hours a day,
Yeah.
and then you like go, and again, no one can bother you. You're in the middle of nowhere. The entertainment is generally high quality because cruise ship gigs pay really well for musicians that are like definitely
Upcoming.
too good to be playing on cruise ships, but
Mm.
it pays really well. Anyways, I think cruises are like
Yeah.
top
I had a
tier.
friend.
period.
I had a friend who got like the drinking pass or whatever, so he had to like make use of it or like take advantage to get his money's worth. So he's just saying, oh, he's just trying, looking up a cocktail, ask the bartender for one, and just like
Yep.
try to high variety of them. Just
Oh yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
an
If you're
option.
if you're at an all inclusive and you're not trying every cocktail on the menu, what are you really doing?
That's
Agreed.
your number one cruise tip.
It's a great experience. Yeah, Grace and I drank a lot in Mexico. It's like really, if you're not like if you don't have a drink in hand, you should have a drink in hand. Yeah, it's
Let's plan a cruise.
kind of crazy. Yeah, we should. Anyways, I
What's
want to
the
start
mm,
packing because
Yeah.
that's something you brought up. I
yeah.
feel like these days packing is a huge pain because bags are bigger than the weight load that they allow you as a passenger.
Oh yeah.
So like if you pack your bag completely full, it'll be overweight like every time. And then they ding you for it. Like this past time when I came back to Ottawa, I was like both my bags were overweight, so I had to pay
Do you
20
not
bucks.
weigh your bag at home?
I did, but okay, so here's the thing. This is the first time they've ever weighed my carry-on.
Oh, it's,
Yeah, and I think it's because Flair is like, this like ultra budget airline, but like even Flair's never weighed my carry-on before. Anyways, they did this time, and obviously, like I try and pack as much shit in the carry-on as I can because they never weighed it before. It's like,
yeah.
okay, I'm bringing back like a ton of books and stuff. Books like the books themselves are already over the 10 kilos or whatever. So it's like, okay, my bag was like double the weight. And usually it's fine. It's like, okay, I'm the only one who's gonna touch it. Like I shove it in the overhead compartment. Nobody fucking knows. Like it's great. But yeah, this time they were like, you cannot put this bag on the plane because it's double weight. I was like, okay, well, what are my options here? Like, so yeah, I had to pay 20 bucks to get that bag. It was rough.
What I hate too is if you buy like a carry-on luggage that has like the zip where you can expand it, you have to when you like go to the airport, they check that it's not expanded. So like I had an expanded one and they're like, if you can't fit it into this like metal cage thing, you can't bring it on. I'm like, what's the point of the expansion then? Like what? And then I had to like
Yeah.
squish it all down. I was like sitting on it and trying to zip it out. It was a nightmare.
Technically, it's so like you pack everything with the expansion and then you zip it like up. That's how you're supposed to do it. But obviously, that's not the most practical
Oh
way,
yeah,
right?
luggage expert.
Hey
That
man, I love luggage.
illicit bad memories.
No, I enjoyed selling luggage, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh, where did you work?
At the Bay.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
I worked in the luggage
Okay.
department.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Yeah. Any pro expert tips regarding buying luggage?
Uh, yeah, buy the lightest one.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
does that correlate to the most expensive one?
no.
Yes.
Well, yes, because
Usually.
there are some that are light and like the material is good, which makes them expensive because like
Yeah.
those people are just checking that shit like all around, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's also like what do you call them? The hard cases are pretty popular because they're light, but you have to figure out like the material. Like ABS is like super brittle, and like when it's like in the pressurized cabin, it's cold, it just gets even more brittle. So you gotta get like polycarbonate or some other like
Are
plastic.
you a hard luggage or soft
I like soft.
luggage?
I
I
like
have
soft.
I have both. But okay. Chris, you answer this first, then I'll tell my story. I have so many fucking
Okay.
stories.
All right. I'm a fan of hard luggage, I think. Just because it's more aesthetic, plus you can get pretty cases for it. And also, I don't like soft luggage. I don't know. I don't like they never look good, you know? At least if you get the hard one, there's like pretty designs and stuff where it looks sleek. If you get soft ones, it looks like my mom's luggage from when she immigrated here in like the 90s. So I'm like, you know?
Yeah, you can put stickers and like your
But isn't
boarding
it
passes and stuff.
Yeah.
isn't luggage is like a tool? I don't feel like I can care less what it looks like if it does the job.
Sorry, what do you got to take pictures of your luggage and your passport, your
True,
boarding
I
pass
mean,
to
like,
put on?
That's
okay,
the stuff.
like backpacks. Then, like, do you pick a backpack that looks nice, or are you purely utilitarian with that? Because like a lot of people like, aesthetic bags and like
Mm,
carrying cases and things. So like luggage is an extension of that almost.
I feel like as long as it's not a horrendous color, but it fits my needs, I'll take it.
Yeah,
I feel like
so
backpacks are
you're pretty
back.
utilitarian about that. So
Yeah,
like you can understand
yeah. No, I
the
totally
like
understand, but just
yeah
like I don't put a lot of thought into it. It's like, oh, it's a tool I use to do the other thing.
yeah
Sure, backpack a little bit more because I use it a little bit more. It's like seen by others more, but like the luggage is most of the time either in storage or in the storage of the plane now.
yeah.
I think for me, like in terms of backpack, I'm like half. I go half and half. If I have a bag that I know is like super cute but can't hold anything, then I'm not gonna bring it. But also, if I have like those really big, ugly Targus backpacks that carry a shit ton of stuff, like I wouldn't bring that either. I'll try to find something in between, I guess.
Yeah.
But also, when you travel, do you bring extra bags? So do you like if you have a backpack, would you bring another like a fanny pack if you don't want to carry a bag for the day, or do you only bring your backpack everywhere throughout the trip?
I bring extra bags. So like for a 3 week trip in Japan, I'd
Mhm.
bring like one of those Adidas like drawstring bags, a backpack, a carry-on, and then like if I know I'm gonna buy a lot of crap, I'm gonna bring the big luggage and then put a small luggage in like a medium inside, and then like I do
Mhm.
whatever I want, right?
Yeah.
I am a backpack everywhere person, but that's like me in my normal life, dude. Like when I'm at home, I just use my backpack for everything. Bring my backpack everywhere.
What about traveling though?
Yeah, I I throw
Still?
everything in my backpack. Yeah, I leave everything I can in the hotel room and then just bring whatever I need in my backpack. And it's like nice, secure. I don't need to worry about anything. I just like keep it on my back, keep it on my person the whole time. Can carry big things. Bring my passport with me because don't want to leave that in the hotel.
Mhm.
Right. So it's like I like it. Yeah.
Have you ever
And
been to a country where you had to wear one of those like secret wallets where it's like tucked into your pants or something, and
You
then
put under
when you
your
try to
shirt and stuff.
yeah, and like
Yeah.
when you try to buy something, you're like, hold on, I need to turn around and dig it out of my shirt or my pants.
I think all the countries that I go to, like that people would consider using that, I'm like local enough that I don't need that.
Oh.
Like, okay, some of the streets in Thailand, like, you're not gonna get like pickpocketed or anything, but like people will bump into you and stuff and like different things like that. But like we're pretty used to that. Like my whole family is, you know, we're pretty used to navigating the local streets. So no.
I had to use that in Europe because apparently you lose things very easily in Europe. And I think we're somewhere in Greece, like near Pompeii, and I wanted to buy this little souvenir thing and I was like, shit, it's cash only and I need to like dig it out of I had like to turn around and I'm like, sorry, give me a second, and then the zipper got stuck. And then the guy was like, it's okay. I'm used to this, like this happens to me all the time. I'm like, okay, all right. I guess they know too,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Them Greeks.
Yeah. Gotta let Jazzy know.
What were you sorry? You ever
I think okay, my parents definitely had some from their travels in like East Asia, Southeast Asia when they were in this is like the early 90s they had some.
Yeah.
I think they used it when we did our family trip to Vietnam in the late 2000s
Mhm.
or early 2010s. I don't remember when exactly, but it was early 2010s. So then, but I feel like personally, I'm definitely more aware, I think, of that kind of stuff in those situations because Canadians are very trusting people. When I go to the climbing gym, everyone just has their phone on the ground, just everything's just in unlocked cubicles. Like if which is great. I really like that we live in a society where you can be that trusting of strangers.
Oh yeah.
However, like my parents like taught me that like growing up is just like, nah, you just can't be that trusting in society. So I definitely bring that along when traveling. Where it's just like, you know, I'm I'm ready to trust you, but I'm also alert to the dangers. But I haven't personally used hidden like wallet tech.
Mm.
I
Okay.
think it's just kind of a pain, to be honest.
Yeah.
Losing all your money is probably a worse pain. So
But like how much money are you like how much cash are you really bringing with you?
nowadays, pretty even like like souvenir things like the setups on the ground have card in many places, so it's a lot less that you have to carry, a lot less to get pickpocketed.
But like, I don't know. Maybe I'm spilling secrets and I'm gonna get robbed on vacation now. I just don't like. I don't carry a lot of cash with me generally when I'm on vacation. Like, if I'm out and about, I'll bring like enough cash that I need for the day.
Yeah,
No more than that. So like, okay, sure, you want to steal my like 20 Canadian dollars worth of cash? Like, sure, yeah, I'm fine with that. That's not a big deal to me.
Wait, do you bring cash and then leave it in the hotel?
Well, yeah,
He's about to get robbed.
usually I'll put it in the safe. Like,
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
keep,
Okay.
like,
Good. Yeah.
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 So like, I'll keep. So I'll change them. I'll change Canadian cash to whatever currency it is, and then I'll leave that in the safe at the hotel, and only bring out whatever amount I'm willing to spend that
Yeah.
day. I'm not gonna like
Okay,
bring the
yeah.
whole
Yeah. That's
sum every day.
that's
Yeah,
normal.
yeah.
Is
So
that
I
not
feel like
normal?
no, I feel like I don't bring enough cash out to like worry about
Oh,
getting
being robbed
yeah
or
like
actually losing anything.
yeah. It's like okay, realistically, yeah. It's like my passport is more important, but like that is like obviously very valuable. But yeah, like the cash is not something I'm that worried about. I don't know. Okay, well, I think that was another really fruitful discussion. Christina, thanks for coming on the podcast this week.
Mhm.
Thanks for having me. It was
Yeah, it was
very
great.
fun.
Yeah. So next week we may or may not have a guest depending on the schedule, but we'll figure that out, and then yeah, we'll see you all next week.
Yeah. Thanks for
yeah.
coming by.